Good evening. Well, maybe not quite, but we will try not to let a nightmare in Yerevan influence big dreams in Tallaght. This is where the Republic of Ireland's under-21s are looking to make it 2 wins from 2 in European qualifying.
The best of the Irish prospects on show.
A new campaign always brings new hope and fresh hope.
This is a chance for Moldova. Oh, they lead. Hikiki's ball across, and they're level. Still fought, and it's in.
What it would do for the country, really, if they were to qualify for a major tournament.
But Ireland have collected all 3 points, and it's on to Tallaght Stadium on Tuesday against Andorra.
And here's a look at the Republic of Ireland's group. In the same group as the last 2 winners of the Euros, that's England, but of course it is Andorra this evening. Just to let you know the way this works, group winners will go straight through to the 2027 finals in Serbia and Albania. The best second place team will as well, and then all other runners-up will make a playoff. So every game is significant, including this one. Alan Cawley is in the commentary box with Colm Mullaney.
Joanne, thank you very much indeed. You join us just at the conclusion of the national anthems as Ireland gets set to go here against Andorra in another crucial qualifier. Let's hope the under-21s can bring us something to shout about here at Tallaght Stadium after the disappointment for the senior side earlier on this evening. Let's take a check on the teams then ahead of kick-off. 3 changes for Ireland following their win over Moldova in Nisperoni last week. Harry Vaughan is one of the players to come in. He provided the assist for Mason Milia's second goal against Moldova, having come on as a substitute. Alex Murphy of Newcastle United is also in, as is Cathal McCarthy, the former UCD player who's now plying his trade with Hull City in the English Championship. Our match referee tonight comes from the Faroe Islands. Heini Ziskasen Vidoy is our match referee this evening, and the full team of officials come from the Faroe Islands for this evening's game. And this is the Andorran team for tonight, and the big news for them is that 3 players that featured for their senior team in their defeat against England at the weekend feature tonight. Biel Bora, Aaron Rodrigo and Ian Oliveira all come into the side tonight. Andorra lost to Slovakia in their 3rd fixture in the group last week, and they're yet to pick up a point or score in this campaign thus far. So that's how both teams will line out. It's a pleasant evening here at Tallaght Stadium for this one. James Abankwah is the Irish captain once again this evening, and Alan Cawley alongside me for this one. Alan, we watched Ireland overcome Moldova, not without a little bit of difficulty last week. What are you expecting tonight from Andorra, the visitors?
Hopefully a more comfortable evening. To be honest with you, Carl, it was a tough evening for them last week, but ultimately got the 3 points, got the job done, which was the most important thing. And I think, as I say, we are expecting a more comfortable evening, but I'd like to see them on the front foot from early. Jim has obviously made a couple of changes as well. Attacking lineup as well, when you think of maybe the 2 attacking players in midfield, Mullins and Harry Vaughan, alongside Hikiki, who was very impressive on the right hand side the other night. Mealy getting his 2 goals, and more from Vata maybe on the left hand side. So I am expecting a good performance, hopefully, Carl, and a comfortable win.
Well, let's hope so. We're nearly ready to go now. It'll be Andorra to get us underway, playing in those predominantly red jerseys from left to right in this first half. They've played 3 matches already, Andorra, in this group. They've lost all 3. They've been beaten by Slovakia, Moldova and Kazakhstan. Ireland playing just the 1 match so far, and that was the win over Moldova last week, in which they had to come from behind but eventually won by 2 goals to 1 in Nisperoni. And now we're up and running here at Tallaght Stadium for the second of Jim Crawford's team's qualifiers, as they look to make the under-21 European Championships for the very first time. Early touch for Mason Milia, and Ireland have coughed up possession. Andorra maybe with an early chance here. Peter Fares gets it away, and then the shot coming in, and the Irish goalkeeper Noel Joni forced into an early save.
Decent effort as well, Carl. To be fair, a bright start by Andorra. Hopefully that's not a sign of things to come after what we witnessed over the last couple of hours.
Well, Irish football needs a result here, and Ireland playing it out from the back this time. Finds its way towards Alex Murphy into the team this evening. He finds Rocco Vata, looks to spread the play over the far side, finds Jada Kiki. Just missed out on the first touch. We'll get it the second time of asking. Had a very good game last week, Jadahiki.
Played very well down that right-hand side, and a lot of Ireland's good play came down that side. That's where ultimately the winning goal came from as well, with the introduction of Vaughan in the second half, nipping in around the centre half, the Moldova centre half, and cutting it back for Amelia. So we'd like to see more of the same. Little partnerships beginning to emerge now as well, Carl. This is obviously a new group, inexperienced group as well. You look at the age profile, we spoke about that on Thursday. A lot of young lads, but as the games progress, you'd like to see them develop those relationships. And no better place to start at home. Beautiful pitch, lovely evening, so no excuses tonight.
You know, Casals is the Andorra head coach, pretty experienced now at this stage. He was over the under-17 team in years past as well. He's also involved with the senior team in Andorra too, so heavily embedded in football in the country. And here come the visitors on another foray forward, Aaron Rodrigo. Now back towards Remelins. Mason Mia, the furthest Irish player forward. And the defender in Oliveira. Allowed stand-up possession. Ireland, though, almost winning it back. Harry Vaughan was closest to it. Instead, Andorra punted forward, and Noah Joni will collect that one on the edge of his own area. Slovakia beat Moldova by 3-2 in the other game in this group earlier on today. So Slovakia in a pretty good position, and they play Ireland next month. That game is a home fixture for Ireland. That's a good ball from a banquet across the field of play. Finds Grehan, who strides forward, and that one has found its way through to Jadahiki. Vada's got inside the area. Possibilities here. Oh, that's a good save. It's out behind for a corner, but again it came down that right-hand flank for Ireland. Akiki and Vada to the fore.
Yeah, at the start of the attack, it was a brilliant pass by Abankwa across the pitch to Grehan, and he was out, broke the lines, played a nice pass through to Hakiki down that right-hand side again, but Vata came in off the left-hand side, Carl, made a great run across the pitch. Probably should score. It's a decent save by the goalkeeper, but very promising play from the Irish team.
At an early corner now, the end result. It'll be taken down on this left-hand side by Jamie Mullins. Delivers that towards the back post, and racing in towards it was Colin McCarthy.
Yeah, decent delivery by Mullins. All the big men had come up from the back. Interestingly enough, Jim, the only left one at the back was Devaney, but Colin McCarthy coming in at the back post doesn't really get a clean contact on it. But I'm interested to see him play. Obviously his first game tonight, Colin, at UCD, made a move across the Hull City, beginning to make an impact already with an appearance in the first team. So looking forward to seeing big opportunity tonight for him.
Yeah, came on to play alongside John Egan in a league match for Hull City last month, and now making a start tonight for the Irish under-21s, Colin McCarthy. Jim Crawford speaking the build about the importance of Ireland being focused coming into this match. They certainly have lingering memories of costly draws in last year's campaign. Here they are on the attack again with Akiki trying to make some ground. No way through this time, however. And Andorra will play it away. That one found its way forward towards Jan Kuma. But McCarthy has got it now again. Akiki keeps it in play. He's done really well to hold off the challenge. Vaughan helps it forward. McCarthy again. Andorran player down on the ground. Referee will stop play eventually.
I think he has to, but I don't like the rule call. Look, he's up straight away, nothing wrong with him. Ireland in a promising position as well down the right-hand side.
I think it was just a slight touch on the face, maybe from the hand of Hakiki.
Yeah, and he's lying on the floor, and then the referee stops play. We see it now in a feature of modern-day football. As I said, it wouldn't be for me, Carl. Don't like the rule at all, especially Ireland in a promising position there. But already you can see Colin McCarthy very comfortable on the ball. Harry Vaughan as well. Really liked him when he came on against Moldova. Brilliant crossfield pass that time to Kiki. So they're the ones that you're trying to get into the little pockets. Both to Harry Vaughan and Jamie Mullins. You see the positions they're picking up just in that kind of inside right, inside left area of the pitch. Kiki's hugging the touchline. So is Vata, trying to spread the pitch as wide as they can.
Banker's ball forward this time. Doesn't find its intended target.
Yeah, and that was an area we spoke about as well on Thursday. Abankwa, he just needs to be better in possession and his distribution from the back. Sean Grehan, his distribution is very, very good. But Abankwa, for a player who's playing at such a high level in the championship at Watford, needs to be better. He should be breezing through games at this level.
He has been on loan at Watford, having made that move to Udinese a couple of years ago. Good work from Mason Melia in an attacking position. And Jim Crawford did speak about energy being required from Ireland in the early stages. They've certainly shown that.
Yeah, and I like this as well. You see the intent straight away. A team like Andorra shouldn't be playing out from the back and trying to, as I said, play through you. This one, it's going long, but we should be pressing them high up the pitch, exactly as Melia did there, eventually to kick it back to you.
Well, Andorra has shown some improvement at this level in recent years. In the 2025 qualifying campaign, they did finish bottom of the group, but they did manage to collect 3 points from 3 draws in their 10 matches. 2 of those draws were against Belarus. Prior to that, in the 23 campaign, they lost all 10 of their matches, scored only once and conceded 28. This will be an Irish free kick.
Yeah, and you just see as well, Carl, they're building up in a tree here, and you look at the position Devaney, the right full, is picking up, going inside, going in the pitch alongside McCarthy as a 2 when we're in possession. So the tree build up in Alex Murphy, a bank when Sean Gredden, and you can see him in beside McCarthy, and then it frees up the 5 players up the top of the pitch then. We should be dominating possession against these, so it's easy to get Devaney into those positions. You just want to get him on the ball now.
Graham out towards Akiki. Loose pass back from McCarthy, and Andorra on the break here. Ireland having to scramble back. Good challenge from Graham, and completing the job is Jacob Devaney. Andorra have it back again, however. McCarthy gets in with a good foot, and now a Banquet picks it up.
Just a loose one for McCarthy, just needs to be careful there, know what's around him. Here he is again on it.
Alex Murphy once more.
To be fair to Andorra as well, Carl, you can see them pressing right up on top of us, so they're not here to just sit back either. You mentioned about the improvements that they're looking to make. We've played out through them this time though, which is good.
Graham. Amelia tries to flick that one on and helps it towards the run of Jamie Mullins. Picks it up in the corner, hits the deck, no free kick. And Andorra will bring it away through Aaron Rodrigo.
He's just complaining there as Mullins felt the contact. But I like to see him in those advanced areas as well, Carl. I felt the other night he was cruising through the game, and I felt there was more in him, that he was kind of just going through the gears in those positions higher up the pitch. He'll be looking to feed little slide passes down the side from Melia, passes that really hurt the opposition.
That was a tricky fixture for Ireland last week on a pretty poor playing surface in Nisperoni and high temperatures as well, but they managed to find a way through with those goals from Mason Melia. There's Harry Vaughan. Pretty sparse crowd at Tallaght Stadium this evening. The conditions pretty favourable. Melia was up for that one. The ball is broken loose in the middle. I think it hit off Graham. 2 players down now. One of them is Melia, the other is Jan Guma.
I think he's after taking a real belt there, to be honest with you, Carl. You can nearly hear the contact from here. Interesting to see that back. It's just a clash of heads, yeah, a real awkward one. It's just a 7. Guma
just banged into the back of Mason Melia, didn't he? He's already been down as well, Jan Guma, over on the far side. Well, Emilia's been in fine form, hasn't he, so far this season for St. Pat's, and evidence of that in the green of Ireland last week as well.
Yeah, fabulous, Carl. It really is, when you consider his age and what he's doing, playing week in, week out with St. Pat's, leading the line. They have a big cup quarter-final coming up themselves on Sunday as well, and he's been the top marksman. Really, it's incredible for one so young, and the maturity that he's shown. And I felt as the season has gone on, he's getting better and better. You can see that, the improvements in him week on week. And as you said, bringing it into his international career as well, playing under 21 level, 17 years of age, leading the line and getting his 2 goals. So it really is remarkable what he's doing. Fair play to the young man.
A reminder of those FAI Cup quarter-finals coming up for you this weekend. Drogheda United against Shamrock Rovers on Friday night, and then on Sunday, as Alan mentioned, St. Pat's against Galway United live from Inchicore. Both those on RT2 and the RTE player. But right now, Mason Melia's focus here almost on winning the ball back and presenting himself with an opportunity to score again. Andorra get away with it.
It's a brave one by De Castro, but he's persistent with it. We see it in modern day football now, Carl. I think it's madness with a lot of teams, especially with the limitations of Andorra, but they're all at it.
Banqua heads that one away. Jamie Mullins tried to control it. Instead finds his way towards Rodrigo again.
Yeah, he looks lively, Rodrigo, to be fair. You mentioned, Carl, the fact that they played against England at the weekend as well, dropping 3 players down to play at this level.
That was only a 2-0 defeat for Andorra in that game against England.
Is that a 2-0 win then for them?
They've shipped some heavy defeats, haven't they, over the years? But
yeah, and you want to see them improve, to be fair, and even at 21's level, like these boys, to be fair to them, they're not here to just sit back and defend. They're trying to get on the ball, trying to play.
Improvement certainly has been evident. Kazakhstan beat them by a 1-0 earlier on in this qualifying campaign. And as mentioned, they did pick up some points in the last qualifying campaign when they were in Group G. They also drew with Faroe Islands in that run. Ball forward here again to Rodrigo.
Yeah, and that time it's really good distribution by the goalkeeper, De Castro. He actually picks out a good long pass, puts Ireland on the back foot.
Amelia unable to control the bouncing ball, finds its way to Hugo Ferreira. Mullins for Ireland. And there Devaney will send it clear. Amelia was looking for that one short.
That's just a feature maybe as well of a new group, Call. You can see Amelia just kind of throwing the hand out as much as say I wanted that one into feet. They're still getting to know each other, inexperienced group. That will come the more they play together. But when you think, I suppose, the game against Moldova, probably the first time a lot of these lads have really played together. You know, there was the camp during the summer in Croatia, but certainly in terms of a competitive game.
Yeah, Ireland in action against Croatia in the summertime. They were beaten by a 1-0.
I think even in the build-up, Jim has spoken about that. I think it's one of the youngest groups.
Plenty of teenagers involved in the squad. And that's the nature too, isn't it, of the under-21 grade, that players naturally move on, graduate to the senior grade.
Yeah, I think you had Boston Lawal, Killian Phillips came on earlier in the game as well for the senior team, so that's what you want to see. It's all ultimately about development and getting players through into the system, into the senior team. I think we need them as well, judging by the result of earlier on.
McCarthy helps that one away towards Sean Grant. And now a Banqua. Murphy. Good intervention by Neil Butarfas.
Yeah, they have a good shape about them there, Andorra. You see the way they're set up forward to back, and 2 sitting in front of them. 3 players across then, with 1 up front. Guma leading the line for them. The 10 and the 8 are just sitting in front of the back 4 as well, so it won't be easy to play through.
Most of the Andorran players playing in either the Andorran League or in the lower levels in Spain.
You can just hear Jim Crawford roaring on to Jamie Mullins there not to get too early into that little pocket of space, then you're just too easily marked. I think the build-up here is a bit slow.
Kiki. Been in fine form for Sligo Rovers this year in the League of Ireland Premier Division. Jada Kiki. Murphy helps it away now towards Vaughan. 2 defenders for company. Vata had that early chance that was well saved by Mark De Castro. Not really the only major opportunity that Ireland have had thus far. 15 minutes in. Kiki finds McCarthy. Some space in front of him, closed down by the challenge of Hugo Ferreira. And Andorra now looking to go on the break with Ferreira. Does well to get it away from the challenge of Vaughan. Alex Cornella helps it back. And now Biel Borra. Down the flank it goes, a Banquet talking to his goalkeeper. Noah Johnny comes just to head that one away.
Yeah, probably the one player we haven't spoken about really, Noah Johnny. Didn't have a lot to do in Moldova, but anything that he was asked of him, I thought he did very well, to be honest with you, Carl. And even there now, he's very alert. Good starting position, comes off the line, clears it away for a header. Some League of Ireland fans might remember his dad, Colin.
Stefan, yeah. Played for a couple of different clubs. Noah was involved with Shamrock Rovers for a while, now playing with Brest in France. That's an Irish throw-in. A chance here for Alex Murphy. Made that move to Newcastle United a couple of years ago. The Galway man was on loan at Bolton in the early part of this calendar year. Throwing down towards Mason Melia, who's destined for Tottenham before too long. This ball for Vata to chase after. He might win the race too, and does. Now a chance to deliver here. Plenty of space at the back post for Akiki. Takes it down nicely. Jan Akiki still has it. Forced back, and now Ireland having to reset. Ball delivered into the area towards Melia. No way through this time, and it makes its way forwards towards Jared Sala, the Andorran captain. That's a free kick for the visitors.
Yeah, he did well, Sala, but minimal contact. But earlier, just before that, first time we've seen Vata involved in a leg race with Barra. I thought Barra did well, the big centre half, to keep up with him, because he's very athletic and fast and dynamic, Rocco Vata. Eventually, he comes across to Hakiki, and you're thinking, just as he shifts it to the right, get a shot off, but he checks back and the chance is gone.
Here come Ireland again. Plenty of intensity about their efforts to win the ball back high up the park so far. Murphy back towards the banquet. Devaney helps it out towards Akiki. There's the run from Jamie Mullins, too much behind the pass. Mullins did his best to get there. He's actually committed a foul in the process. Free kick for Andorra.
Yeah, you can see that already. Jamie Mullins is trying to get it beyond the centre forward and make those runs down that inside right channel. It's good to see intent from him. Felt the game the other night, probably just because the way they were set up. He was sitting inside centre midfield alongside Adam Murphy, showing his lovely touches and his passing range, but I like to see him just higher up the pitch. I think he has that ability to play those lovely little slide rule passes down the side of people, killer passes. He has that in his locker, definitely, Jamie Mullins.
Playing his club football with Wickham at the moment.
But 18 minutes, I think Andorra have given a decent account to themselves, Carl. Yeah, it's not. I suppose everybody expects now that they'll just be sitting back and getting peppered, but as you say, there's been improvements made with them. Oh,
and here they are. Nice turn inside a banquet, and this might open up here for Andorra inside the Irish area. Really good work from Jan Guma. Herrera's ball through, doesn't quite make its way through, but it's still there. They're battling hard here, and here's a shooting chance, and it stings the hands of Noah Joni. The shot came from Jan Guma.
Again, it's Guma, yeah, causing problems for a Banqua. And then there was a couple of little skirmishes on the edge of the box, and again he's the one picking it up on the edge and getting the shot off. Good strike as well, good save by Joni. But that's the threat that they offer, Carl.
So warning sign for Ireland. Forward towards Melia, beaten to that one by Ian Oliveira.
The only two shots we've seen in the game so far have come from Andorra. Keepers had to make two comfortable saves, but still two decent efforts.
Plenty of encouragement for the visitors, and Ireland will have memories of that damaging draw with Latvia last year that really scuppered their chances towards the end of the qualifying campaign for the 2025 finals, missing out in the end very narrowly in a group that included Norway and Italy as well.
Just looking at James Abankwa here, he's holding the back of his hamstring, Carl. That's not a good sign. 20 minutes into the game, just as he went for the ball with Guma that time, went by him. Just see him grimacing as he's trying to just hobble around.
See a banker there just towards the top of your picture on the edge of the Irish area. Let's hope that's not too serious. There's the grimace. He'll try and shake it off.
He's definitely not comfortable. He's stretching his hamstring as well.
And a couple of Irish subs being sent to warm up as well. We'll keep an eye on that one. Meantime, Mark Rodriguez with this throw in now for Andorra, midway through the opening half in Tallaght. It's a good throw in as well. Banco has to go across to deal with it, and that's out for a corner.
Yeah, he's definitely not 100% the Banqua, even just moving very gingerly across the box there after he's put the ball out for the corner.
You just wonder, will Jim Crawford opt to substitute him straight away.
After there's any sign of an injury, I think he'll have to call, yeah. He's just having a discussion there with Paul McShane, his assistant.
So Andorra with the corner. Defending for Ireland to do. And it's Canella and Remmelins. And it's Remmelins who takes it. Ferreira lifts it in. Kept alive by Andorra. Almost fell his way back towards Buma. Good pressure from McCarthy.
I think Andorra will be absolutely delighted, Carl. They've done really well. Their manager, Eli Kashai, she'd be over the moon so far with this opening 21 minutes. They look very at home in this environment, knocking the ball around, fairly comfortable. Haven't seen anything of the goalkeeper, only when he's had to play out a few long passes, a couple of short passes, but certainly haven't been under any sustained pressure.
And there's another Andorra corner. Ireland defending down there with Jamie Mullins.
We're only 22 minutes in, but we've already seen one of the worst results we've ever seen for Irish football. I hope it's not a sign of things to come, Paul. Early days yet, though. But I've been impressed with them. Like everybody just expects, sometimes they're disrespected completely, and you only have to look at the results to see why, but they look comfortable knocking it around.
Hugo Ferreira with this latest corner for Andorra. He goes short again. This time it finds its way out towards Mark Rodriguez, who plays it back in again. This could open up here. Is that ball handle in the area? It's still there for Andorra. Still a possibility here. Played back out towards the edge, but Harry Vaughan anticipated it well. I think Andorra were looking for a handball possibly in there.
I think it hit Mullins on the face, but they certainly were, yeah, he's down holding his face. But a brilliantly well-worked corner as well. Completely caught Ireland off guard, and I thought they should have got the shot off maybe a little bit quicker after it just fell to Cornella, the big number 5. But a brilliantly well-worked corner from them. They're the ones causing the problems. That was a lovely pass, and here he's in. Cornella tries to play it across the goal. That's where Jamie Mullins got it in the face, and then he could get a shot off here. Intercepted by Harry Vaughan on the edge of the box.
Ferreira was very unselfish, wasn't he, as he found it coming in towards the area, but it's a couple of attempts now that Andorra have had on the Irish goal. Alex Murphy.
It's so sloppy.
Tries to switch the play. Mullins picks it up. It does really well to weave his way inside 2 challenges. No way past the third, but the referee has awarded the free kick. And a decent area here to try and deliver a ball into the area.
Yeah, he did well there, Mullins, but initially the pass from Alex Murphy really sloppy. Jim Crawford just having a go at him as well for that crossfield one. It's just a lazy one. Doesn't need to play that pass. This is a promising position now for him.
Yep, it'll be Alex Murphy. Mullins around it as well. Can Ireland trouble Mark De Castro, the Andorran goalkeeper? Murphy goes short, ball back towards Mullins. And they tried to work that routine, but Andorra were alive to the danger. And now the visitors looking to go on the counter. Lovely intricate play along the sideline. Good feet from Aaron Rodrigo.
That's your mate, chap. Straight from Villa Park.
He's been effective so far.
Yeah, he looks technically very good anyway. And even from the set piece, it was defended very well. They read exactly what Ireland were trying to do from that free kick. Dealt with it quite comfortably.
Another free kick. Ferreira, the guilty party on this occasion. McCarthy was the Irish player trying to get a hold of possession. So 20 minutes to go to the break. And really yet to unlock that Andorran defence.
You can see even there, the Andorra, the shape is very good. When it went over the ground there, it was Rodrigo who jumps out from midfield, go and close him down, then it comes back to a bank, forcing Ireland to play long. They've won the seconds, but the setup's been very good. Andorra are very well organised, have their little triggers to go and press, so it's certainly not a case of them sitting back and defending.
There's Vata. In towards Vaughan. Good defending again from Andorra. And away they go now in the counter. Ireland had sent a few bodies forward. McCarthy retreating, wins it back. Banquet seems to be moving okay.
Again, you just see that's a good shot at the setup there, Carl. You see how hard it is for them to play through, to get Mullins. We spoke about him finding pockets of space. Harry Vaughan, there's very little space in there for them because Andorra's been so well set up. And this is why we've seen a feature of this. Just going back to the goalkeeper. See them all pressing up the pitch now, Andorra.
And you can hear them screaming off the ball as well. They're well organised. Oliveira and Biel Bora in particular.
Yeah, they're going, even there, they're going man v man there all over the pitch, so it's brave for them and good.
Amelia trying to get a hold of that one as it came up to him. Andorra win the free kick in the middle of the park.
Yeah, it's been very impressive for so-called minnows. They're well coached.
You know, Casal's a happy man thus far. Ireland last played Andorra in a qualifying campaign back in 2015. And the margin of victory wasn't terribly wide. They won 1-0 at home at the RSC in Waterford, Ireland, and 2-0 away. This is another free kick. Pretty central position this for Andorra.
Yeah, just it's a hard one really because you're trying to create the angle here. It's not a very advantageous position, but they came up with a really clever corner routine. Just see, do they have anything up their sleeves here? From the free kick again, it's Cornella that's over it.
Yeah, as you can see, it's quite a distance out, so they'll try and conjure up something from here. A couple of players forward in that right-hand side. Biel Bora, one of them, and it's over towards them. When out headed back across goal was Neil Utarfas, but has kept it in play. He's got inside the challenge of Murphy as well, and that's a free kick. Murphy felt he used his body weight legally, but the referee doesn't agree.
Yeah, it was a foul, to be honest. He actually fouled him the first time that Boufaris kept it in and flicked it by him, and then he just leans on him. Just here as Boufaris keeps it in. There, that's too weak in the challenge. He pulls him back there, then he pushes him over. He's been so sloppy, Alex Murphy. Almost lazy-like, to be honest with you, Carl. He didn't play in the game against Moldova. This is an opportunity for him tonight. I've been disappointed with him so far in possession. Too casual, and then he's given away a free kick, a sloppy free kick, not strong enough in the tackle.
And here is the free kick now for Alex Cornella. Andorra applying the pressure here on Ireland as we approach the half-hour mark at Tallaght Stadium. Cornella lifts it in towards that back post. Too much airtime on it. And that's a let-off for Ireland.
It is, because so far, as I said, the set pieces from them have been very good. But that was a real poor one by Cornella. Lets Ireland off the hook.
What do Ireland need to do a little bit better?
They need to be a lot better, to be honest with you, Carl, just in terms of their intensity that they're playing at and in possession as well. They found it very, very difficult to play through them. That's why there Johnny is going long again. And they kick it away, out of play. That's the setup. You see Andorra clapping, they're all delighted. Comes from the setup, from the goal kick, and they're being brave as well because they're going man v man and going high on Ireland. So that's why they're finding it so difficult to play out. And the longer it's gone on, they're growing in confidence as well, Carl. You can see that.
Finds its way towards Cornella again.
He hasn't had the best 30 seconds, Cornella, after the free kick, and then he kicks him straight to the goalkeeper. But you see how high they are here. The 5 players up the pitch on Andorra, pressing really high. And you can see that they're all waiting for the little trigger to press. Here to go. Rodrigo over on the right full. They're all in after him. There's nowhere to go.
Ireland's challenge then to try and work their way out. Well, they've got a free kick this time, but that's been very effective from Andorra so far.
Really, really good, yeah.
That was the foul on Jacob Devaney that time.
Again, it's the same thing here. It's Guman, and Banco has to go back to the goalkeeper, but they're all high and they're all man v man. We have a great vantage point here to see it, Carl.
There comes the long one again from Johnny at the back, out towards Vaughan once more, but easily collected by Andorra in the middle. Well read by Ott Remelins, and finds his way back now to Biel Barra. Rodriguez. Murphy's header. Finds Melia. Lovely touch in the middle from Mullins. That's better now. Might unlock the defence here. Well, the attempted ball was for the run of Hakiki. But that's better.
Yeah, it's a pity he just overhit the pass, because the build-up play was lovely, this little flick inside. And then he just drops the shoulder. Good pressure though from Remelins, puts him off, overhits the pass. But we've seen very little of Ireland, and certainly in an attacking sense. Nothing of Hakiki, Vata, nothing. Vaughan and Mullins finding it really difficult to pick up those little spaces, and he's cutting a frustrated figure on the sideline, Jim Crawford. I'm not surprised.
This is the last time. I told you once, now it's getting enough, okay? Come on, guys. Huh?
No, well, that's a bit ridiculous from the ref. I don't think there's any sign of him time wasting. We're only 31 minutes in, and they've been so comfortable. He's not time wasting.
And there you go. Long goal kick, punted down the field. A little bit of a win behind Andorra in this first half. Free kick for Ireland. Murphy was fouled.
Just even them going up to challenge the ball as well there, Alex Murphy. A bit lacklustre.
Grant helps it away. Back towards Abankwa again. And this is where Ireland have had most of the ball in this first half. Trying to find a way through this Andorra setup that has proved to be the challenging part. Vata in a more central position. Flips it forward for the run of Mullins.
It's a hard pass. Yeah, they're just finding it so difficult to play through them. That's why they're trying 40 and 50 yard passes from the centre circle.
This qualifying group also including England, who've been so prominent at this level over the last couple of European Championships under Lee Carsley, lifting the title on the last 2 occasions. Jim Crawford would dearly love to bring Ireland to the finals. Missed out on a playoff for the 2023 tournaments, having lost on penalties to Israel. And then third in the group behind Norway and Italy, having amassed 19 points in the last campaign. Ireland have a throw in here rather than a free kick. Some frustration growing though, isn't there?
Yeah, amongst the players, you can see that time it's Mullins again, because he just feels maybe he should have had a free, and then I think it was Ferreira come in and blast the ball at him. They've been put under real pressure here, Carl, yeah. Then that's a sloppy one. Abankwa puts his keeper under pressure. Not a great kick out. Give it back again to them.
Ball fizzing around in the middle, and Andorra eventually brings some order to proceedings. Good touch from Rodrigo, and now Remelins. Retreating back into their defensive shape. McCarthy got a good foot in, and now Hakiki has some space in the middle. There's 2 players down off the ball. Hakiki still has it. 3 Andorran players closing in. Finds its way to Vata. Vaughan the only player to aim at in the middle. He almost got across there. Rodriguez just nudged into him too. No penalty, says the referee. It's gathered by Murphy. In towards McCarthy now. Just took his touch with a little bit too much power, and out behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think it was good defending by... It's just Hakiki actually broke lines by just dribbling past a couple. Vata, I thought he was offside, but it was a great ball into the box. Little nudge there from the right full, but I think it's decent defending, Carl. You'd want that from your right full. Putting Vaughan off, I don't think it's a penalty, to be honest with you. He did quite well there, the right full. Rodriguez.
Well, they were half-hearted claims at best, weren't they, from the Irish contingent in Tallaght Stadium. Now, Melia hit the deck off the ball there in a tussle with Ian Oliveira, so the referee just having a word with both of them. It's been a fair old battle between those two so far. Vaughan is still down.
Yeah, and the only reason we got so high up the pitch that time, Carl, because they had so many players advanced, and we won it back, turned it over in our own half, and Hakiki then was able to go by the left winger, and all of a sudden we had a kind of 3-on-3 almost. Vata made a good run. But just in terms of like the possession, trying to play through them and all, very little. Like, it's been a real struggle. Plenty to ponder for Jim now. Half time coming up, 35 minutes. No reason to panic, but certainly, as I said, they're asking questions of the team. Andorra, I wasn't expecting this at all. They've played 3 games already. They haven't scored a goal, conceded 7 goals in those 3 games as well. Now, in fairness, the game on Thursday, Ireland struggled as well at times. So it is a new group and you have to allow for a bit of that, but it's Andorra we're talking about here.
Harry Vaughan still receiving some attention. Rewarded with a starting place tonight, having impressed off the bench. Did really well for Amelia's second goal last week. Won the ball along the end line and played it across. Amelia tapped it home. Good to see him back up on his feet. Harry Vaughan.
It was more the fall, I think, was it, Carl?
Yeah, it seemed to be, didn't it?
Just landed on his shoulder, maybe, yeah.
Spent some time on loan at Bristol Rovers last year, Harry Vaughan.
Yeah, he's just struggled to make an impact, really. You mentioned on Thursday, came off the bench and he was real live wire. Caused all sorts of problems and got Ireland into the lead with his good play, but tonight, so little space there in front of that. Andorra back four. They've been very well set up. And
Feels
himself
like
and Mullins.
a big 10 minutes now before half-time, doesn't it?
Absolutely, Carl, yeah.
Andorra playing with the purpose of a team that feel like they have a bit of momentum in this fixture. They'll be growing in belief all the time as well. If they bring the ball forward. That's Jan Guma again. Well, he's been in the war so far, hasn't he? He's had a lot of conversations with the referee.
He doesn't like the contact, does he, Guma?
He almost scored as well.
He did, yeah.
Shot from range.
Still, they're probably the best two half chances, really, were they?
Yeah, but Norwich only had to save. That had a shot for Ireland early on.
De Castro hasn't had a save to make yet, has he?
Ireland would certainly have felt that they would have had more in the way of clear-cut chances, you'd imagine. The wind has just picked up a little bit and they got a hold of that one.
And even you see how bad things are. Sean Grennan is just booming a ball 40 yards up into the sky, into the stand.
Ireland playing into the teeth of that breeze. There's evidence of it with the flags away to our right-hand side. It's going out for a throw-in in front of the Irish dugout.
Hi, Harry. Hi, Harry. Hi, then.
Castro launches it long, watched all the way by Devaney, driven up into the evening sky by Alex Kernella. And Ireland have got a free kick. Graham was fouled as he nodded that one forward. Jan Guma again, the man involved from an Andorra point of view.
That's soft.
Anything Ireland could change, Alan, from your point of view?
I just think, to be fair, I think they're actually surprised by the setup from Andorra as well, that just kind of how aggressive they're pressing them and right up the pitch. People probably thought, and maybe Jim expected, I'm not sure, that they'd sit back and we'd have all the possession, and that's would be the pattern of the game. It's been anything but. They've been really aggressive and pressing right up on top of us. Hence why we see lots of this kind of high balls, and it becomes a battle then 50-50, and we're not winning a lot of those kind of duels as well. And it's becoming so bitty and scrappy, and they're the ones who look more composed in possession as well.
Good header from McCarthy.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more of McCarthy getting on the ball, maybe, you know, and just trying to fire passes into Mullins. And Vata's kind of gone Roman now because he's been on the fringes of the game. But you look at the amount of bodies in that central area of the pitch as well.
It's been quite a year for Colin McCarthy, having made that move to Hull City. Also had to complete his leaving cert. And now on the field for the Irish under-21s. Can they find a way through here? Vaughan looks okay after that knock he picked up a little bit earlier on. Lifts this one into the area, over the head of everybody. Harmlessly behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, he's just feeling the shoulder there. Poor delivery. But they've been so comfortable, Andorra, having trouble the goalkeeper once. Even in terms of pressure and sustained attacks, the fact that they're allowing themselves to do this time after time, they feel so comfortable.
Ireland squeezing plenty of players into the Andorra half when that happens as well, but
yeah, and they're just playing that pass over them. Again, you see the amount of players Andorra forward here, put pressure on Ireland.
down towards Vaughan again. Amelia made the run in front of him and said Vaughan hangs on to the ball, back towards Murphy, and now Vaughan again. Vata.
One thing we did see late on in the game, he obviously brought Michael Noonan on at one stage. We could nearly go two up top, because the space is so condensed, you could take out one of those Harry Vaughan, Mullins. You don't need two of them when it's so condensed and having no impact, and try and bypass the midfield call that you're at. You've two up top, because it's been tough for Mealy up there on his own. No service into him.
Rocco Vada wins a free kick along the sideline. A chance for Ireland to deliver from here. Lost his boot in the process as well.
Jim is just having a chat there at one of the substitutes. I think it's young Doherty, just in case Vaughan is injured. That could be an opportunity to get another forward up with Mealy if Vaughan is coming out.
Potentially try and get to half-time Ireland before having to make a substitution, but there have been subs warming up all the way through this first half. Abankwah had a knock earlier on as well. Here comes the free kick now. Can Ireland find a way through before the break? Mullins delivers, high trajectory. Graham trying to keep it in. He's just about managed it when it looked like he had, but the assistant disagrees.
Yeah, it's a poor ball by Mullins. When you think the half has been so scrappy, that's an opportunity to really put in a good delivery. You just let Andorra off the hook again. He's better than that, Jamie. But even it's a lot of it, like obviously we'll focus on Jamie, he's the manager, and the team talk at half-time. Sometimes the players need to pull themselves out of a bit of a slump as well. The body language, you see them, a couple of them frustrated. It's not maybe as going to plan as they all probably envisaged today when they were thinking about the match. But you need to pull yourself out of that.
Mullins tried to find the ball through for the run of Mealy. Not enough pace on it. Graham then clears it away. Finds Jadakiki. He's been well marshalled in this first half, Jadakiki. Back it comes towards Johnny, who helps it away straight away towards Murphy. Has to work hard to get that one. Keeps it in play. 2 minutes to go to the break. Murphy's ball into the middle. Well retained by Devaney. Vada picks it up. 3 players around him, no way through. Ferreira gets it back for Andorra. He's under pressure.
Wow.
Delightful footwork. And that's probably an illustration of the confidence that's growing in this Andorra
fabulous
team.
From Ferreira, yeah. First he wins the tackle, takes it off, then he beats 2 players, and then he's the lovely little soft feet, little trick, get away from him as well.
Devaney's header away, only as far as Andorra's Alex Cornella. Vada trying to apply some pressure. And now Rodriguez. That one's gone out off the field of play. Throw in for Ireland. It's the final few moments now of this opening half. Jacob Devaney. Graham back to Devaney again. Alex Murphy. Abankwah. Looks like he's back to full fitness after what looked like a hamstring problem earlier on. Down towards Jamie Mullins. Graham. Murphy. Vata. We'll have 4 added minutes at the end of the 45. We're in the first of those now as Murphy plays it forward. Continues his run as well. Vaughan's ball through, almost found him. And now Rodriguez. Well, just couldn't clear it away in time before it went over at the sideline. So a chance here for Ireland to build some pressure late on in this first half. Here's Vata again. Does really well. Rocco Vada helps it back. McCarthy then closing in on it. Amelia now underneath this one. Andorra just can't clear it as yet. Ireland have it once more. a banquet.
JD.
Murphy, and now Vaughan. Andorra trying to cling on to this clean sheet that they have at the moment as we head towards half-time. Almost 90 seconds into the 4 minutes added on. Kiki can't find a way through this time, and Andorra have it back. Rodrigo was fouled, and that'll give Andorra a chance to move themselves down the park. Jamie Mullen's not happy with the decision. The referee has given him a yellow card as well. Well, this was it. Ireland frustrated with the award of that free kick. I think Mullins had a word with the referee as well, and he's picked up a yellow card for his troubles. Thinking to do for Jim Crawford and his management team at half-time. It's a game that they certainly will be targeting 3 points from. It's an Irish free kick back towards Noel Johnny and out towards a banquet now. McCarthy under real pressure. There's the intensity from Andorra high up the pitch, and they've won the ball back here, delivered into the area. Not enough purchase on the ball across from the right boot of Neil Di Fartas. A banquet. Rodriguez collected that one in time, and that's out for another Andorra throw-in. A minute to go now of the 4 added on. Harry Vaughan looks to be moving okay, had that shoulder problem a little earlier on. Trent Cone-Doherty has been among the Irish substitutes warming up. One wonders, will we see him after half-time? Good feet from Andorra's Ott Remmelins there, but sees his progress halted by Alex Murphy. Well, there is Harry Vaughan, just holding his hand and shoulder. Doesn't seem to be moving particularly well. Clears that one away. One from Melia to chase, but it'll find its way all the way back to Mark De Castro, the Andorra goalkeeper, and that could be that for this opening half. Undoubtedly, Andorra will be the happier team heading to the dressing rooms at the break here at Tallaght Stadium. A very effective first half display from the visitors. And there is the half-time whistle from Heine Ziskisen Vidoy of the Faroe Islands, and work to do for Ireland after the resumption. A first half of very few clear-cut chances. In fact, the better chances have probably fallen the way of Andorra, who've yet to win a game in this group after their 3 matches so far, but they've given Ireland a fair test in that opening 45 minutes. Jim Crawford's team will hope for an improvement after the break, and potentially a sub or two to come on as well. But the half-time score here at Tallaght Stadium is the Republic of Ireland 0, Andorra 0. We're back with analysis very shortly.
A bleak evening for Irish football hasn't seen too many rays of light so far in Tallaght. Andorra, you could argue, have been the better side in this Euro qualifier, but it is a very young team and squad that Jim Crawford has put together this time round. Very inexperienced, only had a little bit of time together. Having said that, Alan, this is an Andorra team who've already suffered 3-0 defeats to both Moldova and Slovakia, beaten by Kazakhstan as well. So for how long can we make excuses?
I'd say for about 30 seconds, Joanne, to be honest with you. Yeah, Jim will be disappointed. You're right what you say. It is an inexperienced group. We've seen that on Thursday, certainly in the game against Moldova as well. He's made 3 changes to the team tonight. And if you go through the age profile of the squad as well, there's lads 18, 19 years of age. Melia leading the line at 17 up front. So yes, you have to allow for that, but it's still Andorra, Joanne. And if that's the barometer for us, that we're kind of making excuses against an Andorran team who've conceded 7 goals in 3 matches already. We're not in a great place, and we've already seen that with the senior team earlier on. As you said, you're hoping for some sort of ray of light here tonight. We haven't seen anything from the team so far, if you like. If anything, like you said in the when we returned back there off the break, Andorra have been the better team, Joanne.
So if we do look for any sort of little glimpses, because they did come back from behind against Moldova and they were away, and did we see just these tiny little glimpses at times when Ireland attacked, when they managed to attack?
Yeah, like we're going off very slim pickings, to be honest with you, Joanne, and this was the first time we probably broke through a press. It came from Sean Grennan breaking out of defence, and Rocco Vata made a brilliant run in behind, and that's been our best chance, a clear-cut chance, but we've only created one clear-cut chance. Again, this was Vata down the left-hand side. He gets into a foot race with Barra, and to be fair to Barra, he sticks well with him, but Vata wins it, puts a ball across, it falls to Hekiki, who was probably our best player in Moldova, but we've seen very little of him tonight. But I feel he should get a shot off there, Joanne. Once he checks back, the chance is gone, and to be fair, they're very well set up, Andorra, and the ball that comes in isn't good enough from Devaney. Again, this one down the right hand side, Harry Vaughan coming in off the left. It's good defending by Rodriguez. There was small claims for a penalty, but it was never a penalty. But that's the best of what we've had, Joanne, and we mentioned that Andorra have been the better team, and if that's what we're coming up with, regardless of being a young, inexperienced team, we have to be expecting more from our players. And I'm sure Jim, I know Jim quite well, he'll be in there expecting more, he'll demand a bit more. Maybe, not saying they're underprepared and they would respect the opposition, but maybe they probably didn't think Andorra would be as... I was surprised as well at how good Andorra have been, both in possession and out of possession, Joanne, and we look at now maybe in terms of them out of possession, how well set up they are, because to be fair to their manager, and you have to respect the opposition, they're very, very well coached and well set up.
Yeah, so this is the press that you were talking about when you were in commentary. But shouldn't Ireland know how to break this down?
Yeah, absolutely. But to be fair, you look how brave and aggressive they are. Normally you would see Andorran teams drop off the game here, Joanne, and it'd be easy for us to build up. But they've been so aggressive here. There's 5 Andorran players in shot here when it goes to the goalkeeper. Once it goes out, if he ends up playing it long, he kicks it out of play, because that was later on in the half and they found it so difficult to play through them. But again, you see Andorra, how many times would we see a weaker nation drop off the game there? But this is the trigger. This is a really good one, Joanne, because once it goes to the right full, Rodrigo is out on him, the number 14 who's played very well. Again, there's a trigger here. It goes to a Banqua, and the right winger Boufaris is right in on top of him. The midfielder is in on top of McCarthy, putting him under pressure, and to win it back. And that has been a feature of the game, and they've really, really struggled in possession, Ireland, to get the likes of McCarthy on the ball, and then higher up the pitch to get Mullins and Vaughan involved in the game. But it starts back off our kind of restarts that we just can't get through the press, because to be fair to them, and as I keep saying, they're very, very well coached and very well set up, and they deserve credit for that. But from our aspect, we have to be better in trying to play through them.
Yeah, and I know that Alan did say during commentary that he thinks that maybe 2 up front might be the way to go, so it'll be interesting to see, does Jim Crawford make any changes at half-time ahead of this second half? Ireland need to score. Our next live soccer is Cup quarter-finals. The holders Drogheda United against league leaders Shamrock Rovers from 7 on Friday. It's St Patrick's Athletic against Galway from 5:30 on Sunday. The World Athletics Championships live from this Friday night and Saturday morning on the Player and RT2. Quarter-final weekend of the Women's Rugby World Cup, live action from 12:30 on Saturday. Ireland's attempt to take down France starting the same time on Sunday on RT1, because we've live racing on RT2 both days. The Champions Festival live from Leopardstown, and then the Curragh from 2:45 on the Saturday. Here in Tallaght, we have the Republic of Ireland's under-21s back on the pitch. They clearly got a stern talking to from Jim Crawford at half-time. One man who's out there, because it is scoreless against Andorra at half-time, and we're expecting a lot more, hoping for a lot more in the second half. Trent Coney-Doherty is going to come on. This guy just turned 19 in June, playing for Liverpool, already featured on the bench as an unused sub in the Champions League last season, made an appearance in the FA Cup as well. So lots of hope for this man.
Lots of hope, yeah. Even since he's been a young kid, Derry City, lots of people speaking about him, Joanne. So there is a bright future, hopefully, for him. As you say, playing at Liverpool, so he can't be that bad if he's coming on for Liverpool in the odd appearance. So you want someone like him who's going to inject a bit of life and a bit of spark into it and a bit of creativity. That's where we've really struggled at the high end of the pitch. A lot of it's gone out to Hakiki on the right-hand side, and sometimes the only criticism I have of Jad Hakiki, he's a really lively player, but he takes too many touches at the ball sometimes, whereas you want someone to just move the ball really quickly, and that's what you want against limited teams as well, to move them around. We haven't moved them around anywhere near enough, Joanne. They've been well set up in their shape, and because we've been moving it so slowly and in our build-up, we just haven't moved them around enough, and they've been actually comfortable. Who would have thought we'd be standing here at half-time saying Andorra are comfortable at half-time in Tallaght? So that's been the most bit disappointing thing.
Okay, Alan, get your skates on. Alan is, as you may have noticed, doing a bit of double jobbing this evening here in Tallaght. Andorra, after that strong performance from them in the opening half, are getting ready to make their way back out onto the pitch. It's a wet surface here. The rain is a little bit hazy, but we are getting ready for kick-off. Ireland, they do need goals. They need to get something against this team. So Andorra already with 3 defeats from the 3 games that they have played so far, all away from home. Can James Abankwah manage to lead this young Republic of Ireland side to victory in what is their second game? They've already won away in Moldova. Let's head back up then. Alan should be making his way up to rejoin Cathal.
Joanne, thank you. Andorra just waiting before they come back out onto the playing surface here for the second half. And as mentioned by Joanne at half-time, there will be one change on the Irish team in the second half. Trent Coney-Doherty is set to come in, and it looks like Harry Vaughan will be declared to make way. He picked up that what looked like a shoulder injury in the first half, Harry Vaughan. And Jim Crawford hoping that Ireland can improve on that opening half display, in which they had only one real clear-cut opportunity. That was the attempt from Rocco Vata. That was well saved by that man there, Mark De Castro, in the early stages of the opening half. So it'll be Ireland from left to right. Coney Doherty in for Harry Vaughan, and we're back underway for the second period here. It's a big 45 minutes for Ireland. They really need all 3 points here so early on in the qualifying campaign. They can't afford a slip-up against Andorra, particularly on home turf. Here is an early chance for Coney Doherty, who made his Liverpool first team debut, as Joanne mentioned, in the FA Cup. He came on in that game against Plymouth Argyle, which Liverpool actually lost earlier on this year. Coney Doherty featured that day. And Ireland into some early possession now in this second half, hoping to inject some purpose into proceedings. Andorra had a couple of chances themselves in that first half, but as things stand, it remains goals. Ball forward from Murphy, finds Million. Here is Coney Doherty. Vata helped it back towards Murphy, cleared away. Andorra now in the Ireland half for the first time really in this second half. That ball forward was towards Jan Guma. Graham. Vata in a more central position this time. Kiki's hanging out on this right-hand side. He might get the ball eventually. Does from Mullins. Graham. There is a bit of a breeze blowing in favour of Ireland in this second half, but conditions pretty favourable. Not overly impacting proceedings as Akiki picks it up again. Ball in towards Devaney. His first time that attempt at the pass doesn't quite come off. McCarthy then's fouled. Free kick for Ireland.
Yeah, just it'd be interesting to see Doherty. He's just gone over on that left-hand side, and Vata has come inside the pitch where Harry Vaughan was playing, so he's playing in alongside Jamie Mullins now as one of those advanced midfielders, and he wants to get those boys on the ball as much as possible. Bit of creativity. We need a spark from somewhere, Carl. It's been very flat off the pitch as well. Not a big crowd. You have to create your own atmosphere. This is kind of a situation that you'll come across at some stages in your footballing life, and these boys have to create a spark, create an atmosphere themselves.
Well, here's a chance to create an early opportunity in the second half. Murphy's coming across to get involved here as well. Interesting, they've built a little bit of a wall here. Andorra, long-range effort coming in. That's a tad ambitious, you would say.
Yeah, that's like 47 minutes into the game and he's shooting from 40 yards. Rocco Vata, I mentioned even on Thursday in the game, he flatters to the sea for me. His end product, so much ability in there, but it's just getting it out of him, Col.
Has 6 goals to his name at this level, Rocco Vata.
He's one of the senior ones now amongst an inexperienced group, so you want to see him grab the game by the scruff of the neck, not just see him in glimpses and flashes.
Maybe won the flick on Vata, was after it. Doherty closing in as well.
Yeah, but he's, in fairness, he's run around trying to get on the ball, trying to get things moving, get things happening. I'm sure Jim gave them a stern talking to at half-time, Col.
Would you expect more of the same from Andorra in this second half?
Yeah, they'll be over the moon, absolutely over the moon. I was impressed with them, as I mentioned a couple of times, just their setup, their shape. You can see here, they were quite aggressive in how they wanted to press us. They were good in possession, but just the opening stages here now, they're kind of sitting back. This could be a feature now maybe of the second half. We'll have to see how it develops, but they've been very comfortable up to this point.
Akiki has a yard or two here to swing across in. Lacks the quality that was required, however.
That's kind of the one word, I suppose, that they've just lacked quality throughout.
Well, this is a feature of the first half. Andorra trying to pass it out from the back. I think this time they're just going to launch it long. And indeed it does go long from De Castro. Helped forward by Cornella. And they're just trying to move things on a little bit faster now. Grahan's ball in as we get a look again at the Andorran coach Eloy Casals, who'll be a happy man so far.
Yeah, there's been, again, you see them pressing right up on top of us here.
See that 4 or 5 players now in your picture squeezing up into the Ireland half. And there's a pretty obvious tug on the shirt. That'll be a yellow card for the captain, Gerard Sola.
Yeah, a little bit sharper there. Mullins wins it. And a little ball around the corner. A good run by Devaney. We were actually out, beat the press that time. Sola pulls them back. Blatant yellow card. But that's, you just have to move it so much quicker, Col, especially when they're pressing up. You would like to think maybe fatigue will come into it as well with the amount of pressure they're putting on us. So keep the intensity up, keep the intensity high, the energy levels, and you'd expect them to fade at some point. Just a little tweak even in the second half. You mentioned here, looks like Sola is dropping in right on top of McCarthy. The second half, they were very much a 4-4-2 in the first half, but they were so well organised, well set up.
Perhaps Doherty could provide a spark. So much expected of him, both for club and country. Getting involved down this left-hand flank now as the ball picked up by Vata. Again, well defended by Andorra, and there is Sola all the way back almost on his own end line. So Andorra a little bit deeper in the early stages of this first half, but Ireland still not able to find a way through. Devaney towards Graham. The ball through is just a rather aimless one, but Ireland will get a throw-in out of it.
Yeah, just forcing it, Sean Graham, no real need. To be fair to him, there was no one out wide right. It's all a bit too narrow. That time Akiki had come in off the line, as had Mullins. But they win themselves a throw-in, long throw, looks like, from Sean Graham.
We saw this a few times in Moldova last week as well.
We saw it a few times in Armenia today as well, Carl.
There's the near post, and that one collected by the goalkeeper.
If that's where we're at, depending on long throws, tells you all you need to know. Even that one there, no trouble for the Andorrans, comfortable catch by the goalkeeper.
Punts that one downfield. The wind is having a bit of an impact on those long balls forward. That's a good touch from Trancone Doherty to the run of Murphy.
Yeah, a little bit better that time for Murphy as well. You want to see him getting high in advance. He's good on the ball, Alex Murphy.
Akiki takes it off Devaney. Ball in towards Melia. Trying to turn provider this time. Too much behind the cross. Vata will scamper across to try and get on the end of it. He's committed a foul, however. Just got a nudge into the back of Neil Butterfass.
Silly foul, Vata. Full back under pressure, trying to retrieve the ball. Yeah, silly, see the nudge into the back there. Referee right beside it.
Well, there were signs of frustration in the first half amongst the Irish players. I'm sure it's growing on the bench as well, but I'm sure Jim's message will have been to try and retain their composure as best they can.
Yeah, you have to keep calm heads and cool heads and not get desperate. Once you start getting desperate, Carl, that's obviously when you start making mistakes, and there's still loads of time left.
Here's the chance maybe for Andorra. Just a hopeful ball punted forward. Almost found his way through. And the second attempt as well, racing forward, was Neil Boutar-Fass. Almost got on the end of it. And it just goes to show that Andorra is still very threatening when they do get the ball in those advanced positions. Ferreira drives through but unable to control it, and now Ireland going the other direction. There's 4 players to aim at. That'll be a yellow card. Ferreira, probably not a bad foul to give away from an Andorra point of view.
Oh, it's a great one from their point of view, Carl. But Mullins, it was the first time he saw a bit of space and grass in front of him, and he was driving into it. But Ferreira, who's been very good on the ball, as you say, from an Andorra point of view, it's a good foul to give away.
There were 4 Irish players in an attacking position.
And just before that, the ball from the number 7, Guma, who's been heavily involved. We mentioned him a few times. Again, he was the one causing problems. The goalkeeper, Johnny, found himself in a bit of no man's land as well. So they were at 6s and 7s that time, Ireland.
Banco's ball forward. That's a better delivery now towards Doherty. Controls it nicely. Has support there from Vata. Had his head up early, but unusual delivery on that one, but he's found it again. Rocco Vata gets it down towards Mullins, takes on the shot. Well, it's an attempt on goal at least. Really not the power behind it to trouble the goalkeeper, but it's a shot on target.
Yeah, picking it up in the central area. Mullins technically very good. That's the areas you want to see him and getting shots off. Again, we've won it back high again.
Can Ireland start to build a bit of pressure? Well, they won't if they give a pass away like that, easily gathered by Alex Cornetta, and that'll allow Andorra to try and get themselves up the park. Almost 10 minutes in now to the second half, as you were at the break. Ireland 0, Andorra 0.
You mentioned it, Carl, in the first half. Just a lot of these lads playing Spanish 3rd division, 4th division, but you can see them. Look how comfortable this boy Ferreira on the ball is. Absolutely fantastic, the number 8, and his partner number 10 beside him, Ramolas. 2 of those have been absolutely superb in possession.
There's plenty of experience in this Andorra team as well. Gerard Sola, the captain, making his 19th appearance at this level tonight. And a couple of other players well up in terms of caps as well. Here's an Andorran throw-in to be taken by Mark Rodriguez. Down it goes towards the aforementioned Gerard Sola. Holding that one up nicely under pressure from Murphy. And just the one match for Ireland in next month's international window. On the 10th of October against Slovakia. That's a home fixture in Cork, and then England and Andorra to come in November. Andorra have it again. Rodriguez works it in towards Boutar-Fass. Rodriguez doing well under a lot of pressure. Mullins clears it away. And now Ireland trying to go on the break. Vata, really the only player to aim at through the middle. Vata's trying to keep it in play. It's a good sliding challenge in the end on the part of Remmelins.
Yeah, Remmelins did really well, because Vata, once he opens the legs there, it looks like he was getting away from him.
Remmelins, a player that had time with the Espanyol Academy in his younger days. Here's a Banquet.
Again, you look at them, they're right up the pitch. Ferreira right in on Devaney there. The trigger's there, the centre half is coming right in. He gives away the free kick, but so aggressive.
There's been no sign of fatigue, has there?
No, not that. Like, that's the centre half, number 4 there. Barrow, we spoke with him, played in the senior team at the weekend, so he was going in on the likes of Harry Kane, but this time he's going in on Jamie Mullins, no problem. Gives away the foul, but they've been so aggressive all night.
Graham out towards Hakiki. Murphy, loose ball forward, and Andorra now on the break. Ireland were a tad exposed there. Andorra have held things up there with a poor enough ball themselves, but they've found a way through to Jan Guma again. He's caused Ireland a bit of trouble, and here he is again to the byline. Ball across is a poor one. There was actually some space there for Gerard Sulla inside the area.
Oh, again, it's Gouma, that man. We mentioned him so often getting down the right-hand side. This time it was on his weaker right foot, so the pullback wasn't great call, and eventually we cleared the danger, but he's caused all sorts of problems all evening. He's been a real handful trying to deal with him, Gouma. But you see even Murphy giving the ball away in the half line, they've blocked off lanes so well. Mentioned about how well set up they are. That's been a real feature throughout the game, and why Ireland have struggled so much just trying to play through them.
Really looking for a free kick. Well, the referee took his time in awarding that, but eventually did. And it will be an Irish free kick on the halfway line. Biel Borra, the guilty party, just with a little tug on Melia as he tried to make his way after the ball.
Yeah, but at what stage, I suppose, does Jim, 58 minutes, start thinking about getting the likes of Noonan, O'Mahony, another centre forward on the pitch up beside Melia? Kiki hasn't really featured much. I'd be willing to take off maybe a Mullins or a Vata, one of those central ones, because it's been so condensed and they've been so well organised. They haven't found any space in that central area of the pitch whatsoever. So maybe if you miss out that central area and go a little bit more direct, again, for winning the ball back easy. He's been fantastic for Era, the number 8 for Andorra.
Rebelins now all the way back towards Ian Oliveira. Borra out towards Rod.
Look at that central area, how many bodies are in there. It's so hard to find the yard of space. Again, they're up, there's the trigger, it ends up back at the goalkeeper. And win it back again. He's been terrific for Era, best player on the pitch. Number 8 for Andorra, he's been absolutely fantastic.
Ireland win it back this time. Melia back to help out. Gets it again. Vata now in a more advanced position just off camera. Melia trying to drive forward with that.
Look how deep he is. 70 yards from the goal, Mason Melia trying to dribble through 2 or 3 lads. Just shows the frustration on his part as well, Carl. He's had no service, nothing up to him all evening, really. I'd be inclined to maybe look and get a partner up alongside him now at this stage. Noonan. Possibly.
Well, Noonan did come on in Moldova.
I think he's just called him Jim Crawford just as we said it.
29 minutes to go. It's a game Ireland need to win. Cleared away by Mark De Castro. The banker with a strong header, only as far as Sulla, who wins the free kick.
You know what he's very good at, Gamma, even there? He's not going to win the initial header, but he puts enough pressure on a banquet to make it not a good header, and it drops down to his partner Sala in the centre of the pitch. They've picked up so many second balls as well, Carl. See Michael Noonan getting ready on the bench there now. Not surprised to see that. Here he comes.
Yep, he's set to come in. Who for is the next question.
It'll have to be one of those kind of Kiki potentially maybe, but I'd be looking at Vata and just go with the 2 boys up top, drop Mullins back inside McCarthy and just go 4-4-2. Try and free up a bit of space in that central area of the pitch as well.
We're hearing it might be McCarthy to make way. We'll confirm that for you in a moment. Meantime, it's Rodriguez. Now a chance to deliver across here for Andorra. And it was a good ball too, and Graham had to be alive to the danger. It's another Andorra corner though.
Yeah, fantastic ball, Rodrigo, I think it was. Brilliant ball into the box. Grant, to be fair to him, does really well at the near post. But again, causes so many problems.
Well, Andorra are taking their time here at every opportunity. Hugo Ferreira's made his way across to take this one. They've gone short on a couple of occasions with corners. Looks like it might be more direct delivery this time, because Rocco Vada's gone over there. Here is the corner. Headed away by Murphy, comes back out, driven back in there by the right boot of Rodrigo. Ireland trying to force their way up the park now. Akiki just misses out again, and Andorra have it back. Rodrigo. Probably the right option in the end to retain possession.
And that's what they've been so good at, Carl. They've been so composed. They're quite happy to retain possession. Again, you look at the passes, really good. And when the free kick, all night they've been so good in possession. And outplayed Ireland for large spells of the game as well.
Well, that was the foul. The player fouled was Neil Butterfass. And now we will have the Irish change, so it will be Michael Noonan for Cathal McCarthy. So that's how Jim Crawford is going to rejig things here with just over 25 minutes left to play.
Yeah, he's taken off the defensive midfielder, but for me, it's just the interesting thing. You just see Noonan having a word with Mealy here now, just what they're going to do, because if you have Mullins and Vat in that central area of the pitch, there's no defensive instinct whatsoever with any of those two. So you'd be leaving a gaping hole in that area of the pitch, but maybe Jim feels as though he has to chase the game now. 0-all, 64 minutes.
Well, it does feel like 3 points are the minimum here for Ireland tonight. Ball drilled into the area. Ferreira will pick it up in front of Vata. Has some support over there as well in the shape of Biel Barra. Time to set himself for the cross, well closed down, and Ireland can go in the counter here with Doherty. He's got real pace with the ball at his feet. Noonan's through the middle as well. Doherty gets past the first challenge, and Noonan's still looking for it. He'll get it eventually. Hikiki coming in the outside. This is Michael Noonan! What an impact! Barely on the pitch a minute. Michael Noonan for Ireland provides the spark, and Jim Crawford's team take the lead. Ireland 1, Andorra 0.
Can I take some credit for that as well, Carl? We did say get him on, to be fair. It was crying out for two up top, but what an impact from young Noonan, and we've seen it so many times this year in Shamrock Rovers colours, in his home ground in Tallaght as well. But to come off the pitch in your first touch of the ball, Doherty does great getting up the left-hand side of the pitch. The pass is actually behind Noonan, but he refuses the pass to Hikiki and cuts in on his brilliant left foot and bends one into that bottom corner. Absolutely fantastic goal. And Jim Crawford lets out a massive, massive sigh of relief, as does everybody else, Carl.
And Michael Noonan not only has put Ireland into the lead here this evening, but he also becomes the youngest ever scorer for the Republic of Ireland at this level. 17 years, a month and 9 days. He beats Mason Melia's record. And what an important goal that might be. You can see the relief from Jim Crawford on the touchline.
That wasn't a celebration, that was pure relief from Jim there, Carl, believe me, because it was Andorra have been very, very good. The first time they've actually got caught out with men up the pitch. Doherty, was a brilliant break by him. Carries the ball 50-60 yards. Noonan was up in support. The ball was behind him, but what a finish by Michael Noonan. And it might just settle everybody down now. I actually don't think they deserve that call, but we'll take it.
Well, now, might that just allow Ireland to play with the shackles off here for the remainder? Hikiki gets the cross over there, and in there again was Melia. The ball just hung up, didn't it? He felt that he might have been fouled, but the referee wasn't interested.
Should have dropped Mullins back in that deep one now in front of the back four, and Noonan has gone beside Vata. I'd say Melia lead the line. Noonan is just in this attack. He'll drop in. Once this attack is over, Melia will go further up the pitch.
Now Andorra have to go and try and score for the first time in this group. Ireland in the ascendancy and now playing with a bit more confidence, as you'd expect. Rocco Vata driving forward, has Doherty on his outside. Don't forget Doherty's role in the goal as well. Noonan was racing towards that, comes out towards Vata. He did really well, it hung up awkwardly. It's another shot on target for Ireland.
Yeah, all of a sudden we 4 or 5 bodies in the box and we pick up the second on the edge of the box. Vata gets a shot off. Yeah, he went for it, Jim. He had to go for it. Was crying out for the centre forward. That was the cutback by Murphy. Good defensive header by Barra. But we're picking the ball up now on the edge of the box, something we weren't doing earlier in the game. Decent strike by Vata.
You have to credit the substitutions from Jim Crawford as well. I know you mentioned Noonan and Doherty combining for the goal.
Yeah, he had to go for it. It was maybe just a surprise taking off McCarthy. Not so much because he was playing really well, but just because he was the only one with any defensive instinct. And Andorra were still in the game at that stage, but he went with it, stuck, kept the creative ones on, the likes of Mullins, Vata. Inspired substitution, I think, is that what they call that call? But brilliant finish from Noonan, crying out for a centre forward up alongside Melia, and finally we get one. And brilliant finish. And many times we were speaking all about Melia on Thursday night, but to be fair to young Noonan, he's doing great things as well. And on his home ground of Shamrock Rovers, what a brilliant finish for him.
Scored that famous goal in Molde earlier on this year as well. Michael Noonan for Shamrock Rovers, and a real prospect, another real prospect to emerge from the League of Ireland.
Yeah, and what's been a really grim day for Irish football, and it was heading that way as well after, for the last 65 minutes, call, to have 2 homegrown ones, if you like, with Melia and now Noonan coming on. It's great to see. There is hope out there if we could just get structures and different things right and correct, which we seem to be saying for years and years. We might have some players in the future, but certainly in terms of those young kids, they're doing themselves justice, Melia and Noonan, at a league level, week in, week out as well.
Here come Ireland again. Mullins out towards Devaney. Now Ireland will be happy enough to pass the ball around in this area.
I never thought we'd be here staying call after 70 minutes that we take a scrappy 1-0 win against Andorra, but here we are.
Driven in towards Mullins, good turn. Releases that towards Melia, who is caught, and that might be a card as well. And it will for Alex Cornella. Not sure he can have too many complaints about that one.
No complaints about that one. It was a sharp turn by Jamie Mullins, lovely pass, but he comes flying in on Melia once he delay off, does catch him. But they'll be so disappointed as well. To be fair, Carl, you have to be fair, they were very good, Andorra. Never thought I'd be standing here saying that after 65 minutes. I mentioned even pre-match that I thought this would be a very comfortable evening, and maybe we were doing a little bit of a disservice to them or being disrespectful. We didn't mean it in that way whatsoever, but they were very good, well set up. That manager can be really proud of them, and I know they're probably sick of any kind of moral victories. They're used to losing, which is not a good place to be, but tonight they were very good.
Lifted into the area, and it almost fell for Graham as well. Cleared away.
The second half has probably played out a little bit more like we would have expected. Ireland are in the ascendancy for the majority of this half, but the first half, it was very much kind of they were the better team for the first half.
Andorra reading a substitute down there. Looks like Yedi Santaya is ready to come in. We're into the final 20 minutes now. And Ireland on course for all 3 points. Back towards Noel Johnny. Sent forward towards Noonan, but beaten to that one by Ian Oliveira. That's an Andorra free kick in the middle. Andorra only first entered into the qualifying process for the European Under-21 Championships back in 2007, and their first competitive win was in 2015 against Lithuania. But as you can see from this evening's display, they certainly are on an upward trajectory, and here they are in search of an equaliser inside the area. No way through for Rodrigo, and Hakiki helps it away towards Noonan, who tries to control that one. Has kept it on the field of play as well. Really good from Michael Noonan. He can be very pleased with the impact he's made so far. Now it might open up here for Ireland. Doherty too has been effective since coming in. He's got the support run from Murphy. Doherty, it's still Doherty for Ireland. Inside the area, clips it away towards Noonan. It's still alive. Devaney, Mullins. And now Graham has to retreat to pick it up. The move still going for Ireland. Doherty now over on this right-hand flank, trying to weave his way through. Melia. And now Mullins. Ireland retaining the ball better in this particular attack. Graham.
He just ran out of road, didn't he, Carl? As he was cutting in, Alex Murphy made a brilliant run for him to just open up the space, and he cut inside. You're thinking, get a shot off. He just kept dribbling and dribbling across the box and ran out of road.
Back from Vata towards Murphy. Doherty again. Good defensive work from Andorra as they squeeze up on Ireland once more. Melia, some space now in the middle. Vata in front of him, Noonan as well, and also Doherty. Doherty is the eventual recipient, and now looks to go with the challenge again. Gets the end line and gets it across too towards Vata. It'll come out here towards Alex Murphy. Still has possession, and that's out for a goal kick in the end.
A couple of substitutions, Andorra now. Saleh, the captain, has gone off, did a lot of hard work, to be fair to him. Decent in the first half. Looks like Ireland are going to make 2 substitutions as well.
Some confusion about who's making way here. I think Salah thought that it was him, but
he put up the board, number 9. It's 11 now, I think. Yeah, they've changed their mind.
Changed it, so it will be Neil Butterfass, I think, that's going to make way.
He's not waiting for them, the ref. He's had enough, he's playing on.
So we'll have that in a moment. The Banco heads that one away for Ireland. There are 2 substitutes ready to come in for Ireland as well. Into the final 15 minutes at Tallaght Stadium. Andorra still battling hard, trying to find a way through, and they might get something from this. Up towards the edge of the area, and it's still there for Andorra. Shot coming in! Oh, it almost deflected into the net. It came from Aaron Rodrigo.
Yeah, Jim Crawford's absolutely furious with Alex Murphy. It's so easy down the right-hand side for him to come inside the pitch. Good block there by Graham, but this one takes a deflection. Sean Graham, it could have went anywhere. Hanging on here, Carl. And it shouldn't be the case. Should be able to manage the game properly now after getting their noses in front. They don't deserve to be a goal down, Andorra, have to be honest.
Yeti Santaglia is in for Neil Butterfass on the Andorra team. And they've got a corner here. It'll be taken by Alex Cornella. Whipped in left-footed. Johnny got a call on that one early and takes control of it for Ireland. 2 Irish subs ready to come in as well. One of them is Adam Murphy, and the other, I think, is Darius Lipswick.
Good ball.
Here's Akiki. Noonan in front of him. Akiki trying to bring it inside the challenge, but no way past Biel Barra.
He's been disappointing tonight, Akiki. He frustrates me when sometimes like that, when he takes so much out of the ball. Hasn't been his evening at all.
That ball stayed in play. Well, Andorra's still in this. That chance just goes to show that they still remain dangerous in the final third. And you can be sure that they won't retreat from that aggressive pressing game that they've had all evening. It will be a famous night for them if they could manage to get a point from this.
They were heading that way as well, Carl. Yeah, the heads haven't dropped even since the goal went in, to be fair to them.
There's Melia dropping back into a deeper position again. And there comes the press from Andorra now. And look at that. Just putting Ireland under real pressure. Murphy did well to get it away.
Yeah, there's been little triggers, and once the trigger point goes, they're all in. It's been brilliant. That's a well-coached team call. We've had a great view of it here all night.
So here come the Irish substitutions. Hakiki will be one of the players to make way. Coming in his place will be Darius Lipswick, and Mason Mealy, it looks like, is the other player to make way at this point, with Adam Murphy to come in his place. Murphy featured in Moldova last week.
Yeah, and that's even a case of just bolstering up the midfield again now that they've gone a goal ahead. Getting two attacking players off. Murphy will slot in midfield, probably beside Mullins now, like we've seen in the game Moldova. Lipswick will come over here maybe on the right hand side, but just play a little bit narrow, not as high and wide maybe as Hakiki. It's been a good window for Hakiki and Melia. They were very good in Moldova. Melia worked hard tonight. Hakiki worked hard, but just didn't happen for him. But they've certainly had a good few days.
Adam Murphy and Darius Lipswick both previously of St. Pat's, now playing in England. And on here to try and see the result out for Ireland here, but still a way to go. Just over 11 minutes of the 90 to play. Michael Noonan's goal, less than a minute after coming onto the park, has Ireland in front, but Andorra still well in with the shout here. This was Ireland's second game in qualifying. They beat Moldova last week, so it would represent a 100% start should they manage to collect all 3 points tonight. That's a loose pass forward. Noonan wasn't able to get there. Belted away by Ian Oliveira. Devaney watched it all the way. Murphy's first touch, but Andorra have it back. Good play again from Aaron Rodrigo. Cornella back towards Ferreira. Clips a nice ball into the area, and well controlled as well. Sala's got it along the end line. Good defending from Devaney, but it's out for another Andorra corner.
That's brilliant play again. Rodrigo first, then to Copperella. He goes back to Ferreira. Lovely little clip pass into the captain, Solé. Thinking, can he pull it back? Devaney gets back to win a corner. He looks tired now, Solly. He's done a lot of work. We thought he would have went off there a couple of minutes ago, but they've kept him on. He does look tired. And Ireland need to remain alert here.
Andorra in search of the equaliser. Here comes the delivery. Oh, it's a poor one. Easily cleared away by Devaney.
Yeah, it's a poor corner. He'd be disappointed with that. Remelins, and he's been very, very good all night.
It's his 19th appearance at under 21 level tonight. Remelin, so that's reflective of the experience building in this Andorra squad. Jared Sola making his 19th as well. They're ready to bring in I think 2 more substitutes as well, Andorra. While it remains 1-0, it'll still remain nervy for Ireland. Ferreira trying to get something moving here from back inside his own half. Free kick won by Andorra and Remelins.
Even that's a sign of his experience. He was being crowded out there. Just takes an easy tumble, wins a free kick for himself.
Ball came from Adam Murphy. You can see the 2 players furthest forward for Ireland, Vata and Michael Noonan. Headed down. Oh, that's a fortunate free kick for Ireland, because Andorra looked like they were away through Rodrigo, but there was a foul on Devaney.
Yeah, looks soft enough. You could see what he was doing. Saleh just trying to put Devaney off. But here's the substitutions.
Daniel Dessat is set to come in. One of the players making way is Mark Rodriguez. He's had a busy night down that right-hand side. And Guillaume Acosta also coming in. So they're the 2 substitutes for Andorra.
Cornella's the other one gone off call. So the 2 full-backs, Rodriguez the right full, Cornella the left full, making way. Just a bit of fresh legs. We thought maybe fatigue might come into question. They've kept going, to be fair. 82nd minute, they're still hanging in. Good ball, Mullins.
Find his way towards Devaney. Some space here, has his head up, slides it forward. And it might open up here for Ireland again. Lipswick tried to get it across. Out for a throw-in. That's Solihull Moors. Lipswick now in the National League. He's on loan from Stoke City. ball out from Murphy towards Doherty. Banquet launches it forward down towards Vata. Again, battling forward is Ferreira. Tony Doherty then helps Ireland win a throw-in.
Yeah, it's just a case of managing the game now, Carl. They've put in a real shift, this Andorran team. They've put it up to Ireland all night. I didn't expect us to be saying that for large spells of this game, but you have to give them credit. Come over here away from home. They've lost 3 games in the group already, but they've given a really good account of themselves, and they deserve plenty of credit. And Ireland need to improve massively in terms of the group and what we're coming up against, but it is only the second game, as I said, of a new group.
Nice touch from Doherty. He's been very good since coming in. Murphy's ball across, it'll come out towards the edge of the area. Oh, he struck that one beautifully. And one only has to wonder where that might have ended up from Jamie Mullins. And in the end, it's a free kick for Andorra.
I caught it lovely, Mullins, just as he's coming onto it on the half volley. What a strike. Looked like that was travelling, Carl. Good header by Bora, though. I wouldn't have been heading that one myself.
Well, he knows too that that one might have been destined for the top corner, Jamie Mullins, but still it remains Ireland 1, Andorra 0. Just over 5 minutes to go.
But Jim Crawford will be aware of the work that needs doing. The last 2 campaigns he's had a really strong group. This group doesn't look as strong as what he's had previously, and we mentioned the fact that they're young, the age profile, and a lot of inexperienced lads, so he'll know there's major work to do, certainly in terms of trying to go deep into the qualification campaign like we've seen in the last 2 campaigns, Carl. But the most important thing is you've 6 points on the board and you can build from there. This would have been a calamity had they, even I dare say it, lost the match, but even a draw would have been a disaster, certainly in terms of your aspirations to go well in the campaign.
And they still have a bit to do to make sure they get all 3 points. 5 minutes of the 90 to play. In the overall context of the group, that Slovakia game next month looks like a really important one already.
They won earlier as well, I think they did.
Yep, they beat Moldova. There's a good ball down the line for Devani to chase. Gets the block on that one too. Noonan racing in for it. Andorra cleared away down towards their team captain Gerard Sola. Plays it into the midfield where nobody is, but Ferreira eventually goes in to collect it. He tries to lift it forward as well. Not a bad ball either. Murphy was retreating and wins a free kick.
Disappointed because that wasn't a hard pass for a player of Ferreira's quality, and he just kind of scooped it instead of playing it in behind Murphy. Allowed the defender just retreat, and then the winger is just trying to block him off.
Yedid Santaya was the player making his way in there for Andorra. He's one of 5 players in the Andorran squad that play with FC Andorra, who actually play their football in Spain. Noonan wins the header. Some space on this left-hand flank, perhaps, for Andorra. They're still in search of that equaliser. Rodrigo. Back towards Ian Oliveira. Punted forward, hopefully this time. And Andorra have got it too. Murphy trying to defend and does really well. Alex Murphy goes to the return here off Doherty, and now Doherty will pick it up once more. Might they add a second here? Doherty looking to combine maybe with Noonan again. Doherty still going. Noonan was looking for the pass on this right-hand side.
What a tackle, unbelievable defensive tackle that was. We certainly added a bit of life to it, Doherty. You can see the quality. Just again, the only thing I'd question is the end product. You want to see a bit more, but he's very young. That was a brilliant tackle.
That was Biel Barra going to ground and needed to get the ball. He got it.
It's been a busy couple of days for those boys as well. Oliveira, Barra at the back playing against England, and then played very well again tonight.
Towards to Salah. Lipswick. And Now Noonan back towards Murphy. Abanqua. Just over 2 minutes to go for Ireland now. Out towards Grehan again. Ball. Noonan has the support of Mullins. And cleared away by Adam Murphy over towards Rocco Vata. There's the run from Noonan, well anticipated by Ian Oliveira. Jacob Devaney. They're trying to manage things now as they head towards the 90th minute mark. They'll know there's work to do after tonight's display, but the most important thing is getting that all-important 3 points. Andorra again pushing bodies forward. Johnny happy enough to stand on possession. Grehan. Lipswick controls it nicely. Devaney. And sends it forward, but Andorra effectively snuffing that out from Ireland and winning the ball back. So here comes another Andorra substitution. Mark Tourney coming in for Hugo Ferreira, and that's someone you've been impressed with tonight, Alan. Ferreira.
He's been outstanding, yeah, absolutely brilliant. Both in and out of possession, technically very, very good player, but worked really hard as well for his team. His little partner beside him, number 10 as well, Remolinas, very, very good. It looks like they're going to be on the end of the wrong side of the result, but certainly those two have done themselves no harm, certainly.
Here's the delivery from Andorra. Oh, there was almost a free header in there. It's still there for them. Pulled back. Oh, that's a big opportunity for Andorra. More dangerous moments for Ireland. Sala was in there.
Oh, again, it's that they're at 6s and 7s, call, and it was a lovely pullback. What a chance for Sala. He has to score, has to score. We said that he played very well, the captain, but what a chance.
So, Alan, we're at that stage now where we'll get your man of the match for this evening.
Yeah, well, to be fair to Andorra, I have to give them a lot of credit. They've been outstanding, and we mentioned Ferreira has been probably their standout player, but there's been no real standouts for the Irish team, have to be honest. Disappointing performance, but the one player who's added the spark and I suppose relieved all our blushes is Michael Noonan coming on as sub. Inspired substitution, what an impact. His first touch bends one into the bottom corner, absolutely fantastic, and for that reason I'm giving him man of the match.
So Michael Noonan is Alan Coley's man of the match here this evening. It was his goal off the bench that has given Ireland this 1-0 lead, but even with 2 minutes left to play, it still doesn't look fully secure. Andorra still able to create the opportunities. They had that big chance through Sala a couple of moments ago. And here they have possession again in the middle. Will there be another twist? Well, that's well gathered by Devaney. Down towards Noonan now. And it's just about managing things here for Ireland. 90 seconds of the 3 minutes added on to go. Noonan tried to find his way through the gap. No free kick, says the referee, and Andorra now will try and launch an attack from here. Good work from Jacob Devaney. He's actually won Ireland the throw-in. Down it goes towards Noonan, into the corner. He'll just try and hold things up here now. Wind down the clock. Andorra have got it back, however. That'll be a free kick. Down towards the midfield again, where the ball is held out towards Doherty. Vata. The final few seconds now, 30 seconds left to go. Andorra need the ball back, but Ireland retaining it. Andorra do have it now. And they've given it away cheaply, straight to Jamie Mullins. Murphy concedes the throw-in. There might be one final chance here for Andorra. Well, they've produced a very, very solid display. Down towards Sala. Ball into the middle is a loose one, and that will be the final action. And Ireland have managed to secure the victory that they needed. Perhaps not as straightforward as they might have anticipated ahead of kick-off. Andorra producing a big, big display. With that second half goal from Michael Noonan, the difference between the teams in Jim Crawford's side on maximum points after their first two matches. That man there, Michael Noonan, making the difference off the bench in the second half with a wonderful strike from outside the area. Up until that point, Andorra looked like they may be the side to take the lead. They had a couple of chances. Trancone Doherty added plenty too, having been introduced off the bench at half-time. And it's a case of job done for Ireland and moving on to the next window next month, when they play Slovakia in their next fixture. England to come on the horizon as well in November. But that's the full-time score here at Tallaght Stadium this evening. The Republic of Ireland 1, Andorra 0.
Thank you very much, Carl. So we will have a little look at the Group D table as it stands anyway after that narrow victory for the Republic of Ireland. So because Ireland have yet to play Slovakia, they are behind them on goals scored. It will eventually come down to head-to-heads. That's the way this works. But at the moment, they are at least 2 from 2, even though Alan Cawley, who has done another runner, that wasn't always pleasant viewing, but at least a victory secured.
Yeah, the most important thing, as we see there, Joanne, that there's 6 points on the board and things you would hope will get better. It's a new group. Obviously, Jim has done a great job at the under-21 level with the 2 previous campaigns. But as I said, this is a new group with a lot of inexperienced boys, but that was a real struggle, and Jim will be under no illusions whatsoever, Joanne. Poor performance. A lot of credit must go to Andorra, but ultimately we got the points, and Michael Noonan came off the bench, saved our blushes, and what could have been the worst day ever for Irish football, Noonan may have just saved us from that.
Well, he wasn't alone in it, because there were 2 young men who came off the bench and made a massive difference. One we were talking about at half-time because he was just about to come on, and that's Trent Coney Doherty, who is making his way over here, the young Derry man. Trent, congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Well done, Trent.
Well done.
Thank you.
It was hairy at times, Trent.
Yeah.
But what an impact for you and Michael to make.
Yeah, we've been training hard all week, and then obviously we got good minutes today, so we just wanted to try and show that we can be a part of the team for obviously the rest of the campaign, because there's still a long way to go.
You looked determined that you were going to make a difference the moment you came on. Would that be fair?
Yeah, obviously I want to show the manager anytime I get the chance to get minutes, I want to show him that I want to be playing, but obviously the coach will make his decision, so if I'm not playing, then when I come on I'm just going to try and make an impact, and obviously we got the win today, so, and me and Michael made our impact. So.
Well, you did. You want to have a little look at the goal?
Yeah.
Yourself and Alan might talk us through it. So this is obviously Michael has
he's on
the pitch. Do you remember much about it? I know you've just come off the pitch.
I remember. I seen the ball come up and I thought I can counter, so I just started going with the ball, and I tried to cut in a bit. Then I just used the outside of my foot. Michael's took it out, and to be fair to him, he's picked it out, and what a finish.
Alan, that is an incredible finish and an incredible build-up, and just the impact the two players had when they came on.
Yeah, because I'm sure even looking at the first half, you were all disappointed and frustrated with how it was probably going.
Yeah.
One thing we spoke about at half-time, though, just in terms of the approach from Andorra, were you surprised with how aggressive they were and pressing you? Because they were really good in the first half.
Yeah, to be fair, we were all on the bench and we were saying this is going to be a tough game. Obviously, coming into it, we knew every game at this level is tough, but yeah, they were good. First half, they showed that they were really up for it, and they came here and they put a shift in, but we still believed in the team that we could get over the line.
And just with the level that you're playing at, obviously in the club that you're at, they're not bad.
He's had a big year.
Yeah, and in terms of, I suppose, the new manager coming in, Arne Slot, the impact he's had and the players that is ahead of you are looking up to you, how helpful are they to you in terms of your game as well?
Yeah, no, definitely. Some of the best players in the world. So anytime I get the chance to train, or even if the manager trusts me to get minutes, I'll believe in myself, and obviously yeah, it's the best team in the world, so
Well,
can't complain.
Trent, after watching you out there in that second half, I think all of us are beginning to believe in you now. So well done and best luck in the months ahead in the next fixtures, but also with your Liverpool career. And thanks very much for coming over here.
Thanks.
So a victory just about for the Republic of Ireland under-21s, giving us a little bit of spark of hope. A big thank you to Trent and to Alan for their time. But from all of us here, good night.
And now it's time for the keepy uppies.
2, 3.
I think you need another chance.
1, 2.
Another go. Who's in charge here?
Young Tallaght! 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey!
On to the pros now. You might be in trouble here, girls.
I got a trick on my sleeve.
1, 2, 3, go. Ah, cheaters! No. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
It looks like we're all winners here, but this turning out to be a hard-fought draw.
Shamrock Rovers!
But we have had the absolute crack with Kilnamana AFC in studio this week, and there is so much to look forward to in the Women's Premier Division as well. Later today, Shelbourne take on Peamount United, a massive rivalry there.
That's a big game. We've also got the current champions at Lone Town FC hosting Bohemians tonight at 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, can't wait for all of those games. Well, unfortunately, that is all we've got time for this week. But guess what? You can tune in next week at 10 a.m. on...
Three teens from planet Era become shipwrecked on Thamor. Here they are greeted by Genie, who empowers them with the ability to combine into one unit. Bolt, a super being.
Bolt, streaming now on RTE Player.
Your clothes lost their magic? Dylon renews them in only 10 washes. New? No. Washed with Dylon.
If you're looking, really looking, for smarter ways to save this autumn, Electric Ireland can help get you there. Switch to our best smart meter plan and save up to 30%. Visit electricireland.ie. Electric Ireland, making your world brighter.
With Regina Blitz and its extra large sheets, you'll clean up in a flash. And for other jobs, big or small, try Regina Blitz Giant.